The Burning Legion may actually be returning already in Midnight. The Isle, everyone knows about already as the future patch content for Midnight with the new screenshots, really seems to lean quite a bit more towards Fel Magic as opposed to just Poison, especially when we combine it with the brand new just released Ammani storyline. Keep in mind, in the prequel book for Midnight, Arator literally dealt with a rogue Legion commander that was trying to invade Azeroth again on the Broken Isles with a pretty significant setup, and we know for certain that Sargeras is returning himself in The Last Titan, which is going to be announced in like half a year. So are the Ammani actually summoning demons? What is going on and what is everything we currently know? With Midnight now released, there is so much to catch up to, and you can do that faster than ever with WoW coaching and overgear. It's not just about playing the game more, you can put in a ton of time and never get better. Sometimes you need a more experienced outside perspective. This is where Overgear steps in. It connects you with the best players and they will pinpoint your exact problems that you're making, saving you so much time. It's amazing for both PvP and PvE, and you can become a much better player with minimal time investment with their coaching. Best of all, you can book a session immediately. You can also use my code 10Dorons to get an awesome discount, and you can start your own personal coaching session today with my link in the description below. So I've actually seen this about a few months back, and I didn't really think too much about the Isle of Atal'Utek, as initially it seemed like it was just a Loa thing and a Serpent Loa potentially, so it was related to poison. And then you think we have a Light and Void invasion, so how is Fel going to get involved? It wouldn't really make too much sense. However, then you look through the other lens and observe the recent Arator novel that was the prequel to Midnight, where they literally tracked down a Burning Legion commander that was trying to invade Azeroth once again, right now in Midnight. Keep in mind, this was not some Felguard attacking an Alliance camp, so they tried to put him down. This was a very well organized higher up of the Burning Legion that tried to use the Broken Isles infrastructure from Legion to launch a new invasion, and it wasn't easy to get him at all. So, a Legion invasion that was intercepted as a prequel to Midnight does play quite a bit into this. I mean, if it was really just about the Void, they could have done literally anything else for the prequel. Furthermore, it's important to note that Sargeras' return has been confirmed in The Last Titan, and we know it will be announced this September, so that will be another setup. Another interesting thing to note is that since the destruction of Atal'Utek for a short while, the Blood Elves were almost exclusively Fel magic users, and they only recently abandoned the practice as their main source of magic, so them kinda dumping a lot of Fel magic just down the stream that it reaches zul'aman would make quite a bit of sense. So what it is that I'm talking about, and how does the Legion have literally anything to do with the Ammani trolls, especially around Atal'Utek amidst this giant Void invasion? Well, as I said, a couple of months back we discovered an isle off the coast of zul'aman, and based on this map, this is a much more than a little isle. It is in fact a giant new zone, potentially 12.1 content, but it could also be mini patch content like 12.0.5 as well, but based on size alone, it seems to be major patch stuff. Keep in mind, this was not data mined, like we discovered a few random models that might hint at this. Like, we got a fully built isle that you can actually reach, albeit very shortly until it teleports you back, but this has been fully fleshed out almost immediately. I mean, we saw this in the alpha. From the files, we discovered that the name is Atal'Utek, connected to zul'aman, actually via a ruined strait of Hex Alor, and the whole place is shrouded in mists as if it was hidden from something. As I said, it is available in the game, but you get teleported back. It says an overwhelming force coils around, suffocating life from you. Now, initially we got screenshots of the whole isle, and we seem to see a temple of a serpent, and we saw those Fel magic type rivers, which we originally attributed to the serpent, as in like poison rivers. But now with the Ammani storyline in Midnight, as the expansion is out and additional hints that we got, we actually have some added context. So we know most of the Ammani storyline. I'll avoid any heavy spoilers here, but zul'jan, the grandson of zul'jin, seems to be connected to this. The whole story is about their struggle to trust their gods again, and the entire story ends with zul'jan looking towards this cursed island, hinting that it will continue there, which we know that it will. Now, here's how people connected it to the serpent goddess and why most people think it's poison. So the name is Atal'Utek. Atal in the troll language actually means devoted to or in honor of, like Atal'Dazar was devoted to King Dazar, so Atal means devoted to Utek. Now, people have connected that Utek is actually Ulatek, a serpent goddess among the Ammani trolls that was connected to the old gods. The problem with this though is that this lore is actually from the WoW RPG, which is ancient, which has not been canon for a really long time. Also, the name Utek is not Atal'Utek. So while Utek could be short for Ulatek, it doesn't mean that it has to be the case. It would make sense based on a Midnight Loa connected to the old gods, but keep in mind, so far nothing indicates void influence here or even old god presence. What we see instead are rivers of fel. Now, here are a few arguments. So while green does look like poison, keep one thing in mind, they are literally fel rivers. I mean, the exact ones that you see on alternate Draenor back in Warlords of Draenor. To be fair, it could be Blizzard just being lazy and just reusing like very old assets, but without a doubt this is the exact same fel magic we had seen on many different occasions. Furthermore, another screenshot of the temple shows torches which look exactly like fel flame magic. It doesn't look like poison. The other argument that could also be realistic is that this could be decay magic, just like the null decay magic we had seen back in Dragonfight, but the only difference I see is that decay magic, while relevant, is a bit of a different shade of green from what we had seen a few years back. It doesn't really look like decay magic. So the other theory is that this might include the involvement of the Burning Legion and fel magic, and while at first glance this sounds absolutely crazy, based on what we currently know, it doesn't seem crazy at all. One thing to keep in mind, the World Soul Saga seems to be solving the entire crazy cosmology and all the various different types of magic. Even the Sunveil magic leads into elves using more various types of magics, and the entire light versus void thing shows us that no force is good or bad, it can all be wielded in different ways. Fel magic has really been the most underutilized magic in this neutral purpose, but obviously we've had warlocks for a really long time that have done this across Azeroth. What we may be looking at here is a mysterious Ammani Loa that could literally be a demon that they're worshipping, or like a secret Ammani project of them trying to summon the Legion from a few years back that we never really dealt with because it was hidden by this mist. Like, this is a remnant of something that should have occurred back in Legion. It also totally makes sense with Ammani being desperate on so many occasions for survival. It would totally be in character with them to do exactly something like this. Now, Utek could potentially be the old RPG Ulatek, but as I said, it's non-canon lore. Blizzard has their hands completely open to do whatever they want to do with this. What we do know is that the Loa on Azeroth are way more connected to outer world realms than we previously thought. Like how we had Murzala, who was initially thought to just be some troll Loa, but that guy ended up being a pawn of some guy from the Shadowlands and actually a very valued ally of the Jailer. Why would it be strange that another Loa may have partnered up with the demons? Or this could be a demon, a Natrazim, for example, impersonating a Loa. What really plays into this theory is that why would Blizzard write a prequel novel to Midnight to be a story about Arator and others preventing a Burning Legion invasion? As I said, it just kind of seems like they pulled this out of thin air. If it was really a prequel to Midnight, they would probably have done something with Xaladat or some sort of a void portal or some void world. No, instead they took a Legion commander as he tried to attack again, just as Xaladat has been doing her thing. Well, now with this added context of Atal'Utek, it kind of starts making more sense. I mean, another thing that adds even more context is the return of Sargeras. Like, we know Illidan and Sargeras are both returning. This has been confirmed over a year ago, but we don't know the full extent. Illidan is intrinsically linked to fel magic, and Sargeras, who knows, maybe he returns back to the Titans, maybe he wants to get his Legion army back. However, from what we had seen with a few hints over the years, it does appear that the demons are actually working independently, not to bring Sargeras back in the Burning Legion, but forming themselves as a new faction. As the last Titan is going to be the finale of the World Soul Saga, and we will see the involvement of the Light and the Void and the Arcane with the Titans, and potentially Death Magic as well with the Scourge and maybe the Natrius. Do you really think the demons are just going to sit on the sidelines as the entire fabric of the universe changes, like this entire mechanism is destroyed? I think this might be some sort of a setup that will only further expand. Thanks for watching. Check out the upcoming Blood Elven Druids and Forsaken Paladins by clicking on the screen, and also subscribe to my brand new Witcher lore channel by clicking on the screen as well. See you next time.